Hello, everyone. Welcome to the tank. I haven't even started with the food, and they're already front and center. Oh, hi, Rocket Couch. Yeah, it was kind of brutal last night. We had some storms come through, had some flash flood warnings. I was driving at midnight when it started coming down. It was crazy. Yeah, autocorrect is my arch nemesis, really. But yeah, I had to go pick up one of the kiddos from work last night, and it just started coming down on us. And like I was fine driving, except for one of the areas that we were in is known for flooding, so the road was just covered in water. It was an adventure last night. I was glad when I finally got home. I was like, "Oh, I'm home. I'm staying home." So yeah, that was fun last night. So while everyone's trickling in, I am gonna go ahead and drop some food into the tank and get these guys, riled up for the stream. Also, it is Wednesday; it's laundry night, so if you hear my dryer or washer singing to you, that's what's going on. That's what that is. So I'll put some music on and kind of, ooh, she's working tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna toss some food in real quick. Hey, fish nerd. So yeah, let me feed them real quick, and I will give y'all all the updates real quick. Hey, Jen, good to see ya. Thanks for the gropes. I love a good grope. All right, I think that should be enough to get these guys started. Sorry, having to readjust the camera here. I was playing with it before stream. I knew better than to do that. Okay, so first things first. You know what? Let's get some mood music on here because, oh boy, it has been an interesting couple of days here in the aquatic division. So, yeah, let's just start with some light music, light mood music. Turn that down a little first, and then we can get into it. Hey, Cat Ninja, how's it going? Hey, Juju. Okay, so it stormed last night, and oh, that's still a little too loud. Let me fix that. Okay, so yes, we did have storms last night, and As my kiddo was taking the garbage out before we went to go pick up the other kiddo from work, oh goodness gracious. All of a sudden I hear, Mom, Mr. Whiskers just put Mrs. Whiskers in the cave. And I don't think she wanted to go in there. And then after that, it's like, oh no, she got up. Never mind, she's back in the cave. So it looks like we're gonna have more baby plecos soon. Because if it didn't happen last night, it's coming. Obviously you can see we have a few more new baby guppies in the tank swimming around. They're doing their thing. You know what? Let's get some flakes in there. Maybe lure some of them to the front so we can see them. I'm gonna back this camera up just a little. I'm not playing with the crazy camera software tonight, y'all, because I still haven't figured out how to do the. I haven't figured out how to control the color on it correctly yet. So just going back to what I know for now. But yeah. So also, I don't know if y'all noticed the little snails all over the glass. I yeah, didn't notice that the snails had laid a clutch of eggs behind where the hang-on back filter sits until I went to move the breeder box, and I noticed it back there, and it was in the process of already hatching. So they hatched in the big tank, and there's probably 100 or more of them in there. It was quite a big clutch, and I was gonna take a picture of it, but in order to get to it, I would have had to move the hang-on back, and I didn't want to risk dropping it into the tank. And all the other snail babies that hadn't hatched yet, just, you know, meeting an untimely demise. So I just left it where it was and let it hatch out. And now we have a lot of snail babies in this tank. So many babies. We're gonna have a lot of snails, y'all. So many snails. But that's okay. That was the point of making Snailtopia. Was to have a bunch of snails and a bunch of guppies in this tank. So I think I've accomplished that now. I think we have that going for us. I think that's gonna, you know, that has we've achieved that goal. Okay, I need to get the camera up a little further. And I know Juju hates when I play with the camera, but I'm gonna totally close the camera. Because we've got two of the ivory snails playing up here. And I think they're gonna come down and see us. But there we go, that's a better view. That is true. I thought about that too, and I just was like, I just didn't want to risk it. I also didn't want to risk moving it and crushing them either. So I had a lot of worries. There are a lot of creatures in this tank right now, y'all. So many of them. But if you notice, more of our older guppy babies are getting their tail colors in. We have at least 3 new black-tailed ones. I'm very stoked about that. I don't know if they're boys or girls yet. Probably girls. I'm guessing those are going to be girls. But they're growing up on us. They're getting their colors in. They were secret snabies. We are going to do some tank maintenance on this tomorrow because I'm going to move some more plants in. And when I do, I'll take a picture of the where the clutch actually was, because it was real interesting. You know what I'm noticing? No one has messed with the snail up here. This little snail right here, this guy right here, has a whole bunch of bloodworms on the back of his shell. and not one fish has come up to get them. That fish just swam right by them. Just was like, no, I'm not taking those bloodworms. Not gonna do it. Also, okay, the white shell in the front. I put a wonder shell in the tank. It's like a calcium mineral shell that will dissolve in the tank, and it'll help the shells harden on the snails. Make sure they have everything they need so we don't get any more cracking or um, breaks, stuff like that going on. And so the little snail babies will, grow up big and strong. It's essentially the same as me, giving them a big old cup of milk and saying, here you go, strong bones. I'm also really excited. I meant to text Fish Nerd earlier, and I didn't, but I did. I did get my copy of the Amazonias today. It's a fish keeping magazine that Fish Nerd signed me up for a subscription of, and it's about neon tetras. And now I kind of want some neon tetras. Not gonna lie, it's just finding some good neon tetras is probably gonna be the harder part. But I know someone who's got some Congo tetras. I think they were Congo tetras. I'd have to check her list. She has some tetras that are not neons. So, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I was looking at those and I was like, well, I'm going to have the 20-gallon to restock pretty soon. So maybe throw some tetras and some of the guppies in there and just see what happens. It's been a long time since I've had a. Yeah, we could have a Snell Conga line. And I'm trying to think what PetSmart had the last time I was there. They had some neons and they had another species of them, but I couldn't recall what they were for the life of me because I was going for guppies, not tetras, so I didn't pay much attention to them. And I guess like all the fish breeders in the local fish club have been starting to show off their baby fish that they're currently rehoming. They could have been cardinals. That is probably what they were. Because they began with a C, and I know they weren't Colombian, and I know they weren't Congos. Yeah, but all the fish keepers have all kinds of fish right now, and it's kind of nice. A lot of selection right now, so I could go any direction. But I know what I'm gonna put in the next tank that's coming. So I'm starting there. We're filling that one. That one I have not seen anyone keep around here. But I'm gonna start working on building the next tank, and I'm still waiting for our feathered friends to get here. I'm still waiting on them. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much everything going on right now. Is I like the word little ass hat. That's like that's a quality phrase right there. I love that one. Like I used to never mind. I won't. When the kids were being especially they weren't being bad, but when they were being, little ass hats, that's what I call them. So, yeah, all the snails have figured out there's food now. They're gonna start diving in and coming for dinner. So, except for that one on the leaf, he's just hanging out there. I think he likes that leaf because he's always there. Like 9 times out of 10, he's either coming up to those leaves or he's already on those leaves. So how was everyone else's week? I heard there was snow for Fish Nerd, and I know Juju got some rainy cold weather, but how's everyone else doing? I think all the snow babies retreated. They were like, everyone's coming to the front of the tank. We don't want to be here. Oh, you finally got shoveled out? I was kind of worried. I even called the kiddo in Colorado to make sure they weren't getting snow, and they were like, "No, no snow for us." I was like, "That's good because, ooh, like y'all never get a break from it." It got colder here this morning. It was crazy how much the weather dropped since last night. We left at midnight, like I said, and it was still kind of warm. That's why I was worried about the storm. And then this morning it was like 58. I was like, "Oh my goodness." Yeah, if it would have snowed here, or if Juju would have gotten snow, heck, I think if anyone but Fishner had gotten snow, I might have cried for him. Because like I always think of Wisconsin as being snowy, like just everywhere, all the time, cheese and snow. That's what I think of. And I used to live in Indiana, so we would go. I never made it to Wisconsin, but we did make it to Michigan and Illinois, and it's like that whole area up there. It's like all I remember was snow and breezy summers, pretty much. That's all I remember about it. But it was 20 years ago when I lived there, so it's been a while. I will say this about Indiana, Illinois, Michigan. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, June 3rd, no, that's too much snow. And that's like I always remembered like if it was gonna snow pretty soon for us, it had already snowed in Wisconsin. But yeah, the summers are great up there, but they aren't very long. They're very short summers. And I'm used to being in a place that's summer like 3/4 of the year. It's like spring and then summer and then kind of fall. Ooh, yeah. I just noticed like I don't know which one of them took down the that piece of plant has to come out of there. That's driving me crazy, y'all. I'm about to have to pick that out of there. That poor plant has come to the end of its life, and it is not serving my tank very properly. So it's like I wonder if I can get it out now. If I fall in the tank, y'all, um, well, hopefully I won't. Ah, not with the pointy end of the stick. Bad idea. Let's get this little plant guy out of here. I've come up with new and interesting ways of getting stuff out of the tank that doesn't need to be in the tank, and this is one of them. Use a big stick and hope you don't take out any of the fish. There we go. Piece of plant has escaped the tank. Yeah. It was bothering me a whole lot. I was like, that has to go right now. And I got a pair of the tweezers, but they're great for like the 20 gallon and the 10 gallon, but they just don't reach much in the 29. He did, and he took that piece of hornwort to heaven. Sure did. It's going right to the compost. Too. Yes, happy you made it, Squawk. And I do hope everyone had, like I said, great weekend, a great early part of the week. Other than, you know, mystery snail babies ending up in the tank and uh, Mr. and Mrs. Whiskers deciding that it's, time to get going again. Um, which means he's probably going to come visit the tank for a while. And I figured that some of the female guppies and Mrs. Whiskers can have like a girls' retreat. And yeah, we'll just see how that goes for a while. Oh yeah, Inspector and Penny in the 20-gallon. He has started tearing that tank up. I'm gonna do a couple more water changes over there. Hopefully, get it back to being camera ready again, and we will start looking at them because they are getting big. And yeah, it's any time now for them. Ah, we can have a big aquatic division retreat. Except we can, just watch the fish from the beach, you know, because I can't swim, so I'm not getting in the ocean. I'm gonna stay out of the large mass of water. Anything that comes ashore, I'm catching though. It is, isn't it? See, I'm wondering where our one flecko that always likes to come and show off his belly is. Like, he hasn't come up at all yet. Of course, I think he's behind a snail right now, so that could be where he is. Ah, too much. See, we'll be all of their We'll all after we stop talking about the fish, then we can we can go explore. They were probably really concerned about that big stick coming down and being really thankful for their meal. Okay, hang on one second, y'all. The doggo has decided that they need attention real quick, so we're gonna take care of that. I will be right back. Okay, little Inari has been taken care of. She decided it was bedtime. So, when the dog says it's time to go to bed, you let them go to their bed. I'm, oh, that one little Corey is being kind of still, isn't he? I just noticed that. He's like, I'm just gonna sit here and wink at you. I'm gonna do the thing that Juju doesn't like. I'm gonna move the camera, but I just wanted to show Fish Nerd this real quick, and everyone else too, because he is getting kind of big. So let's push that up a little. So that way, I need to get something that shows size reference. I was actually talking about this the other day, to where you can actually get like a feel for the size of the fish, because the baby plecos have really gotten big, y'all. They have grown in the amount of time. So, okay, today is the 3rd of April, right? And we have the little snail babies everywhere. And they are legit small, small little guys. But I need to get something for size reference. So each week we can see how much they've actually grown. Because some of the babies also still look like they're really small babies, but they're really not. And then a couple of the plecos are still really small. So it's hard to actually tell their size. Okay, like the little pleco by the Wonder Shell, right? He is legit small. He is tiny. I think that is actually the smallest pleco in the group. Well, it looks like the little fishies are finishing up dinner. The snails seem to um, either they're having a side meeting or hopefully they're not planning world domination again. I really had to get on to them about that. I was like, you guys can't do that anymore. People are gonna think things if y'all keep trying to take over the tanks. I was like, one went belly up, and y'all just y'all got real blamed for that. So, oh, this guy here, this little guy here, that one, we usually just call him bacon wrapped. That's the bacon wrap snail. And then there is an ivory that looks more beige than ivory in the back. And the bacon wrap guy is the lone of his kind in the tank. Bacon bum. Cheerio. I guess we call him Cheerio now. I need to go through because okay, we have the blueberries, which are the blue snails, and there's clary blueberry, and there is a Gary blueberry in there. So there's Gary and clary, and then a couple of other little blueberries. Yeah, he was supposed to be a magenta snail, but he looks more of like a chestnut to me. But it is what it is. I didn't have one like him. Now I do. And then we have the purple gang. It started out with just Sarge, but then I decided I wanted more purple snails. So I got some more purple snails. And now I have a whole bunch of purple snails. And it looks like I'm gonna have, I don't know, like I've started noticing some of the little mystery snails are kind of getting some color to them. Some of them still look real ivory colored, and some of the bigger ones kind of look bluish. We could call him Chester. I am down for that. That's what I was thinking about with the Snabies, that a lot of them are going to be blue because some of them are already looking blue and ivory. And I've noticed like some pea-sized blue ones are popping up, and I'm like, I really don't know where they came from or where they've been hiding this whole time, but they're here now, and we have them. Yeah, the all of the ones that are this little guy here, he's a mystery snail baby. And we've got a whole bunch up at the top. They were all at the front earlier, but I think all the action kind of drew them away because everyone came up and they were like, nope, we're out of here. So they bolted or they got knocked off the glass. But yeah, we do have quite a few of them right now. Let me turn that down again. Sorry, y'all. Oh, oh, sorry. Let's do that. And I noticed the bubbles haven't really. Chester Cheerio. Yes, that is what the little dots are all the little mystery snail babies. And there are a lot of them right now. So many of them. I don't know what the colors are going to be yet. I'm pretty sure one solid clutch out of the group is an ivory. I don't know what the others clutches are, but one out of the four that hatched were ivories, and it depends on what they mated with, depending on what we're gonna end up getting. So we could end up with a lot of new magentas in there, some blues, possibly. I mean, maybe. Um, I need to check the other tank and look and see what those guys are looking like. I have the other mystery snails in a 10-gallon tank in my bathroom right now. But we are working on getting all of the tanks set up in the den for me. Mr. Mousy is taking off April 25th, 26th, and then that whole weekend for us to do some side projects that we're going to do and get the tanks moved around. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all we have going on for now. And hopefully, in the next few days, I'm gonna get the cameras outside up. Um, every time we've gone to do it, it rained. Tomorrow, it looks like it's gonna be clear outside. I'm home for most of the day. So I've got all the tools, the camera's ready to go. I just have to get the actual feeder mounted, and then I'm gonna do a live stream on it just to test it. So if you see live streams popping up and it's just me like with crazy names or whatnot, it's just me testing stuff out. If you want to come and hang out, that's cool. But it's just pretty much gonna be me playing around with, you know, the new stuff. Anari, are you gonna tell him about it too, little pup? She decided she wanted to come back out and see what was going on. Oh no! I forgot that. Yeah, the 8th is coming up. I may have to drive somewhere where it's not going to be so cloudy to see it. And I had considered doing that because on the eclipse, April 8th, we're having a solar eclipse. I don't live in an area where you're going to see like a lot of the eclipse, but you're going to see most of the eclipse. And I'm cool with that. But if it's going to be cloudy, I think I'm going to take a road trip. Oh, hang on, y'all, real quick. Okay, y'all. Mr. Mousy just came and saved me from the barking dog and the meowing kitty that was making the dog. I am hoping that it will clear up before the eclipse. But you know how that goes. And I've got a cat that likes to knock on the door. Every time the cat knocks on the door, um, the dog barks at the cat. So it's kind of funny. It's like the dog knows the cat's knocking on the door and the cat's right there, but they still have to let us know someone's knocking on the door. Birds are kind of take a little bit higher priority. I do like my hummingbirds, and it's really kind of sad, y'all. This year, my sister-in-law's friend used to live a street behind us, and she also fed the hummingbirds. And she put out twice as many feeders as I ever did. And she had a whole lot more hummingbirds. And now those hummingbirds don't have a place to go. So I'm going to try to set up as many of the feeders as I can for them. And hopefully they'll be back shortly after the eclipse. So hopefully we will vibe no clouds on eclipse day and then hummingbirds shortly after the eclipse. I just want to know how we are going to get all of those clouds there. I mean, do we have do where do we get a fan big enough to blow them away? I had to watch how I said that. Otherwise, it was going to come out sounding really bad. I can't even really be bad at Inari. I think she's about to start. I think she's about to start barking again, y'all. And I really can't be mad at her. I mean, she is partially blind, so I mean, anything that you know, she's gonna alert to everything. But what if we dry up the lakes doing that, Juju? Like we could dry up all the water if we break out that many dehumidifiers, and we need a really big one. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up for tonight. I'll be back Sunday or sooner. If it doesn't rain tomorrow, if it actually stays clear, like they say it's going to, I'm going to put up bird feeders tomorrow. And then I will play around with them. Because, once you set them up, you have to test them, right? Like, that's the process. So, if you want to come see me playing around with some crazy technology in the next couple of days, I will be here. That will probably be random middle of the day testing because, it's outside. You got to do it when it's like sunny. So, at least, unless you want to see people running around my neighborhood at night doing God knows what. So, oh, Mr. Wizard was also, he broke hearts too when he told us, it's not really magic, it's just science. All right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up for tonight, and I will be back later. Y'all have a good night. Um, yeah. So, all right. Good night, y'all. I really hope they see the cameras before anyone, you know, gets me banned off YouTube. All right. Bye, you guys. I'll see y'all later.